You feel a shift in her energy when you walk into the room. She notices you in ways she doesn't even understand yet. The truth is, she's already showing you signs that most men completely miss. 7 hidden signals are buried in her everyday behavior. And once you understand them, you will never look at human connection the same way again. Everything that happens between two people starts long before anyone says anything out loud. She's been communicating with you through glances, through the way she holds her shoulders, through moments of silence that feel different than other silences. This was never about being smooth or saying the right thing. No one ever taught you to look for what's actually happening beneath the surface. And that's what we're covering today. Stay until the 3rd sign. That one changes everything about how you understand what she really wants. If something in this resonates, tap like. Every single video here reveals what she's actually communicating through her behavior. Welcome to this channel where we uncover the hidden psychology of genuine human connection and what real attraction actually looks like. The brain is always talking. Neuroscience shows us that long before a woman is consciously aware of her own feelings, her body is already communicating them. Her nervous system reads you, it judges your presence, it calculates whether you feel safe or scattered. This goes back to millions of years of evolutionary wiring, where a woman's survival depended on reading men accurately. That ancient part of her brain is still running the same software today. She hasn't changed. The signals haven't changed. Most men have just stopped looking for them. The cost of missing these signals is real. You spend years wondering why things don't click, why she seemed interested and then suddenly pulled away, why you can't figure out what she actually wants from you. But the men who understand what these moments really mean become unforgettable. They are the ones she thinks about when she's alone. This is not manipulation. This is real understanding of how the human nervous system actually works. The first hidden sign is presence without distraction. When a woman feels genuinely drawn to someone, her entire system settles. She puts her phone away without thinking about it. Her breathing slows. If you're talking and she's not checking the time, not scanning the room for exits, not positioning her body away from you, something important is happening. Psychologists call this polyvagal shift. Her nervous system is telling her that you are a person worth her full attention. Imagine this. You're sitting across from each other. You're not talking about anything profound. Maybe you're just describing something that happened during your week. But she's leaning slightly forward. Her eyes track your face. She's not performing interest. She's not trying to look engaged. She's just there. She's fully present with you in that moment. This communicates something profound to her own nervous system. It tells her that being with you feels like home. It tells her that you don't need anything from her except this. That single moment of genuine presence creates a resonance. Most men interrupt this moment by reaching for their phone or suddenly bringing up themselves. The moment breaks. She senses that you weren't as present as she was. But the men who stay present, who let that moment breathe, they become people she trusts immediately. The second sign is selective vulnerability. This one is subtle and most men miss it completely. A woman shows deeper levels of vulnerability to people she is beginning to trust at a fundamental level. She doesn't do this with everyone. She has countless acquaintances. She has friends she jokes with. But there are moments where she says something that costs her to say. She tells you something about her past. She admits something she usually hides. She shows you a fear. When she does this, she is testing you. The behavior itself is not the sign. The sign is whether you recognize that something sacred just happened and you honor it instead of dismissing it. A woman once told me she had been struggling with self-doubt about her appearance. She said this to a man she was starting to develop feelings for. His response was to tell her she was overreacting. He didn't understand that she had just handed him something precious. She was revealing where she was fragile. The man who understands vulnerability hears what she's really saying. He hears, "I'm trusting you with the part of myself I usually hide from the world." When you meet that vulnerability with genuine care, when you don't try to fix her or minimize what she's shared, she experiences something she rarely finds. She experiences being truly seen. This creates a deep bond that most men never access. They're too busy trying to convince her they're impressive. The man who can sit with her vulnerability and treat it as sacred becomes someone she thinks about late at night. The third sign is the eye shift. This is the one that changes everything. When a woman is experiencing genuine attraction or interest, her eyes tell a story that her words haven't caught up to yet. Her pupils dilate slightly. That's biological. She can't control it. But more than that, her eyes get softer. There's a quality of openness. She makes eye contact longer than feels comfortable. Most men look away first. They feel awkward. They break the connection. But that's exactly the moment she's testing you. She's holding your gaze to see if you'll stay present. She's checking whether you feel nervous around her or whether you're genuinely comfortable in your own skin. When you hold that gaze with calm certainty, something shifts in her nervous system. It says, he's not threatened. He's not desperate. He's actually present. That's the moment something deepens. I'm not talking about staring her down like you're in some kind of competition. I'm talking about the quiet certainty of someone who is genuinely interested in what he's seeing. A woman in her 40s once shared with me that the moment she fell in love with her partner was during a completely ordinary conversation in a grocery store parking lot. She was explaining something about her life and he just looked at her. Not a stare, not a performance, just real attention in his eyes. She said in that moment, she felt something unlock inside her. She felt chosen. She felt truly seen. That's what this eye shift is revealing. She's asking, are you comfortable enough with yourself to really see me? Most men fail this test because they're too anxious. But this is not something you need to earn or develop. It's simply a matter of being present enough to hold a gaze without breaking it first. The fourth sign is how she shifts toward your energy. Pay attention to the direction of her body. This is basic psychology and it's incredibly reliable. When someone is drawn to someone else, their body orients toward that person. Her shoulders angle in your direction. Her feet point toward you even when she's not consciously thinking about it. Her torso is open instead of protected. If she's sitting next to you and she pivots her hip toward you instead of away, something is happening. She's making space for you in her physical presence. If she's standing and you notice her weight shifts to the side of her body closest to you, she's doing this because her nervous system wants to be closer. Her body is making decisions her conscious mind might not admit yet. This communicates to her own nervous system that she wants proximity with you. It's not a trick. It's not something you can fake. It's simply physics. When we are drawn to someone, we move toward them. When we are not, we angle away. The counterpoint is just as important. If she's angling away, if her body language is protective with her arms crossed or her legs pointed toward the exit, nothing you say or do is going to change what her nervous system is already telling her. But when you notice her angling toward you, recognize it. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't suddenly try to do something to build on it. Just acknowledge it to yourself. You are someone her body wants to be near. That's real information. That's a signal worth paying attention to. The fifth hidden sign is the quality of her laugh around you. Laughter is not what most people think it is. It's not just about something being funny. It's a release of nervous tension. It's a bonding mechanism. It's her nervous system saying it's safe to relax around this person. When a woman laughs differently around you than she does around other people, something real is happening. Her laugh is higher. It's more genuine. It's less guarded. She laughs at jokes that aren't even that funny because she's not performing politeness. She's genuinely relaxed. She's experiencing genuine delight. This is not about making her laugh with impressive humor. This is about understanding that when she genuinely laughs around you, her brain is flooding with oxytocin. She's bonding. Her nervous system is saying yes. Women are far more likely to develop romantic feelings for someone they laugh with because laughter itself is intimate. It requires vulnerability. It requires letting your guard down. When she's doing that with you, she's already letting you in. Most men try to force laughter by working too hard to be funny. They're performing. They're trying. The moment they try, the laughter becomes forced. But the man who can simply be present and relaxed often gets genuine laughter without even trying. She laughs because being around him feels light. It feels easy. That's when genuine bonding happens. The sixth sign is how she treats your time. This one matters enormously, and most men completely miss the significance of it. How does she respond when you have to leave or when you tell her you're busy? Does she suddenly push harder to keep you around, or does she respect your life? When a woman genuinely respects and is drawn to someone, she doesn't make you feel bad for having other things in your life. She doesn't make your independence something she's trying to control. But here's the deeper part. She also doesn't dismiss your time. She's not the type to cancel plans with you repeatedly. She makes space for you. She shows up. She remembers things you told her before. She follows through on commitments to you. This communicates something crucial. It says that she experiences you as valuable. She treats your time as something worth honoring. Conversely, if she's constantly flaking, constantly rescheduling, constantly treating you as option B, she's telling you something clear. She has not elevated you in her priority system. A woman will make extraordinary efforts for someone she's really drawn to. She will rearrange things. She will show up even when it's inconvenient. She will protect the time you have together. When you notice that she's protecting your time, trust that signal. It means something real is growing. The seventh and final hidden sign is the quality of her silence with you. This is the deepest one, and it's something almost nobody talks about. Most people fear silence. They rush to fill it. They think silence means something is wrong. But silence is actually one of the most honest things that can happen between two people. When a woman is comfortable being silent with you, when she doesn't feel the need to fill every gap with words, something extraordinary is happening. Her nervous system has decided that she feels safe. She doesn't need to perform. She doesn't need to entertain. She doesn't need to protect herself through constant talking. Some of the deepest connection happens in silence. You're sitting together, maybe you're watching something, maybe you're just existing in the same space. There's no awkwardness, there's no pressure. It just feels natural to be quiet together. This is what a woman means when she says she feels comfortable with someone. She means she can be silent and it doesn't feel lonely. She means her nervous system has decided that this person's presence itself is enough. It's calming, it's grounding. A woman in her 30s described it this way. She said, "With him, silence doesn't feel like something is wrong. It feels like we're saying things without words." That's what happens when two nervous systems genuinely synchronize. When a woman can sit in silence with you without feeling like she needs to fix anything or prove anything, you've accessed something that very few men ever do. You've made it safe for her to simply exist. That's an intimacy most people search for their entire lives without ever finding it. These 7 signs are not tricks. They're not things you need to memorize to perform later. They're the ways that your nervous system communicates with hers. They're the ways that real human connection actually happens. None of this works without genuine care. If you're trying to use these signs as a manipulation roadmap, she will sense that immediately. Women can feel the difference between genuine presence and performance. If your intention is honest, these signals will show you what's actually happening between you. If your intention is to control or manipulate, she'll read that in a heartbeat. That's why this is so important. The men who understand this aren't trying to trick anyone into feeling something. They're simply present enough to notice when something real is already developing. Most men will go through life completely blind to what these signals mean. They'll wonder why certain connections didn't work out. They'll attribute it to bad luck or to the fact that they weren't rich enough or handsome enough. But the truth is far more accessible. The truth is that she was communicating the entire time. Her body was telling the story. Her nervous system was sending signals. Her behavior was displaying exactly how she felt. The man who understands that becomes the kind of man she can't forget. He's the one who actually saw her. He's the one who honored her signals instead of missing them. He's the one who created safety instead of performing importance. What's happening next takes this understanding even deeper. Subscribe so you don't miss what comes next.